Hey everyone, welcome back to another lesson here on the channel. Today we're going to be talking about if old school product research methods still work here in 2020. Maybe you've been seeing people do product research with tools like Helium 10's Black Box or Jungle Scout or Viral Launch, and that's great, but what about the stuff that we used to do in 2017? Is that stuff still working? And all that stuff that I learned, does that still matter? We're going to be looking into that today. We're doing some old school product research methods and seeing if we could find some good ideas here for you today. That sounds like something you'd be interested in watching. Be sure to stick around to the end. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. But without further ado, let's just move right over into it. So we're here on my computer and we're not going to be using this. We're just going to be using this. So I like to start with a root idea. So for instance, I was just in my living room today and I saw these diamond mirrors, like hanging diamond mirrors or like hanging triangle mirrors that my girlfriend bought for our house. And I was like, oh, those look very much so like a product that probably sells well. So I don't know what the search term would be there, but this is how we're gonna start. I'll just go diamond hanging mirror. So maybe look around your house, find inspiration, and it's these right here. And let's see, it looks like that's pretty much one of the only ones. So it's actually these black ones that we have. And when I look this up, this is kind of promising. We'll see how they're doing, but I don't see a whole lot of them. So right off the bat, I'm just instantly starting to notice, well, hey, if someone were to look for these, there's not, and look at that, right? 55,046 daily sales. Okay, cool. This single one that's just kind of by itself sells about 2 units a day. And then this one is a different listing. I would have thought they would have done that as a variation, but it's not. They made their own listings. They're taking up 2 spots here. They're calling these Dima mirrors. I don't know if that's just what they're branding these as, because I know Umbra is the brand. They're a big home decor brand, but yeah, I don't know how people would necessarily find these. Next thing I want to confirm is how long they've been selling well for. It looks like for 2 straight years they've been selling really well. There's a bunch of people on the buy box for this, which is interesting. They don't have full authority here. Like I would have all these people kicked off. It's probably because Amazon's selling this product actually. So that's kind of interesting to me. Amazon's selling this product. They virtually have 0 competition. They have a copper and they have a black. There's a gold right there. But like what I'm missing is like, what about just like the gold, like 3-pack of this like specific style? I mean, surely we could do that and we could reverse ASIN search to figure out exactly what they're ranking for. I thought that might have been like a leadway into a research method, but turns out that might be actually a good product in and of itself. So hanging mirror seems to be a big one. Let's do this 1 through like 5 organically. I just want to get really competitive here. Like not competitive, but I just want to see what they're competing for mostly. So hanging mirror, diamond mirror wall decor. Wow, diamond mirror and diamond mirror wall decor collectively have over 5,000 searches. And let's go see what happens when you just search like diamond mirror. So again, we get those 2 variations. And again, we have very few competitors. I don't know why that is. So there's their brass version of that same company. They sell them for $40. Now there is a barrier to entry here being that it's glass. Your packaging has to be good. But honestly, the packaging that this came in wasn't all that great. So I definitely think just with simple addition of some styrofoam, this would be a viable product. And there's essentially like no one doing this. So that's something that I'll keep in mind. And this would definitely go on my list as something that I'm interested in doing. Now let's go into that kind of like old school product research method that I was talking about. So what I was going to originally do was the method where we're looking at what sellers are selling successfully. But since Amazon sells this one, I probably, we can try it, but we'll just see what happens. I don't think I've ever actually tried to do that. So let's go to the Umbra store. Yeah, so like in this case, you get their storefront. So, I mean, you can look through here, just add a bunch of like, here's their news section. That might be cool to look through because these are things that maybe have like this. It only has 3 reviews, 6 reviews. So you can see new products that they have that they're trying to introduce. But in the same sense, we can't just like, I don't think you could pull up your extension right on here. That's not going to work. So what we have to do is actually go back out to the buy box and click on that, but I don't think that's going to work because it's Amazon, and that's what I was saying earlier. So that's okay. What we're gonna do now is we're gonna start from a new area. So why don't we do this? Okay, cool. Now we have a big list of just various, like essentially like geometric wall decor options. So I just typed in a random phrase that was on my mind, you know, not totally random because we were thinking about this. But now what I want to do is now I want to pull up my extension and I want to look for an example of a seller who's selling something successfully. And I like to generally say that they're selling well successfully with lower amount of reviews. A lower amount of reviews. Reason for that is that they've successfully recently started selling this product, or at least we think it's recently, or they're just not very good at getting reviews. But either way, they have a new listing essentially that's selling well. That's really important for me to see because that's going to allow me to figure out that, hey, maybe that market is receptive to new sellers entering it and having successful listings. So I'll look through here and I'm just generally just looking for things like under 200 reviews that are selling successfully. Let's see here, the lower the better. Not necessarily like 1 would be good because that might be too low to the point where we don't really have that proof, like they could just be launching and that's why they have good sales. We want something that actually has a little bit more reviews so that they have a history of selling well. So as we look through here, one interesting thing you could do is just sort by revenue and then just look for a low review count that pops up. So all these are not selling super well. So let's see, what's the lowest one up here? So we have 151. Okay, this diamond floating shelves. Kind of a big product. Diamond floating shelves. Well, cool. 151 reviews. Not super hard to achieve that. They probably could have started maybe in late 2019 or early 2020. 328 days. They started in, late 2019. As expected, it looks like they've had trouble going out of stock several times actually. And since they came in stock this last time, they've been really selling really well. So probably got a big shipment in. They're not worried about that anymore. They do have variations. They have an oval and they have a round. But the one that specifically popped out to us was this diamond one that's selling well. So in this will work good because it's sold by a company, not by Amazon. So what we could do is we could click into there and we could actually go look at everything else they're selling, right? If they could do one thing successfully, chances are that they're selling other things successfully, and they actually have a total of 47 results. So we can come in here and we could actually just pull up our extension right on their storefront. And if you guys remember from back in the day, this is the storefront method, right? You could do this. This has been around for a long time. Go see what sellers are successfully selling. And I don't think this could have gone any better because I see a lot of low reviews. I see a lot of high revenue. So check this out. 75. Okay, that's a mirror. Kind of similar to what we were just looking at, just a oval mirror. We have, let's see. Okay, a coat rack with 5 wall-mounted hooks and a shelf. It's a very distinct product in that rustic design. This mirror is doing extremely well. And it's actually kind of cool. It's decorative. It's like a circle within a rectangle, and there's some wood on there. So those are all things that we can now go look at that market and see if it's doing well. So something like that might be just a round mirror wall decor, something like that. Some of these are really expensive. Like look at this one. This is a $119 product. It's a bar cart. It's like brass or gold finish, and it has a mirror as the surface. So now we could literally go look around and we could say, how many bar carts have a gold finish and a mirror? And if this is one of the only ones, then we could say, well, what could we change? Well, we could do a reflective mirror surface with a similar size and similar shape, but maybe we could do a black metal frame instead of gold, or we could do rose gold, right? So that's how we could start thinking about differentiating that. But as we come through here, again, I'm impressed by pretty much all of these. These are all doing really good. This probably could not have worked better as an example because there's just so many high revenues with low reviews that we can look into this and we could say, can I sell that? And can I take some of those sales? And is that a product that has a whole market built around it? Or did they just happen to find a market or a product that sells really well? There's not a huge established market around it yet. So we could introduce a new variation, get in front of the same customers through reverse ASIN searches, and present them with a new option that's exciting. So this is exciting to me. This is kind of proving that this method still does work for sure, which is cool. So we have 32 here. If we go to the next page, we'll actually get some more. So we could go like this, page 2. And as you go back in pages, the sales will go down because they're kind of naturally showing up in the order of their best sellers. At least I think. Don't quote me on that, but every time I've done this method, that's what I've noticed. So we have an octagonal wood finish tray with cutout handles. So that's a very specific product, right? And for that to be selling 200, almost 250 a month of those, we can now go ask ourselves, is there anything like that on the market? How can we do a unique version of that product? All right, so now we could just start thinking about, can we sell a similar product with a unique design better than what they're doing right now? Is this the same page? No, I saw all of the same products, which was weird. Like that I've seen before, that I've seen before. I have duplicates, I don't know. But moral of the story is this method is still working very, very well. So for this next research method, all you have to do is come to Amazon's homepage, type negative, and just mash a bunch of random letters in there. And then you're gonna come and you're gonna click into a very specific category. So in our case, let's think, what do we wanna do here? I think a big broad one would be like home and kitchen. And then maybe we could do, let's see, home decor is super broad. And maybe within home decor, we go into nursery decor, fine. Or home decor accents, either of those are fine. I actually want to switch. I want to go to home decor accents. I don't really like selling baby products. Home decor accents. Cool. So now these are going to be probably, if they're top ranked for home decor accents, they're probably going to be hard to sell against a lot of these sellers. Some of them may be up and coming. Some of them, that's why you'll see occasionally something will have like 5 reviews or 1 review or no reviews, getting tested in different areas of the category. But what you're going to do is you're going to click on page 2. Then you're going to come up here to the URL, and where it says page equals 2, you're going to change that 2 to a, like, we'll do like 25 for instance. Change it to 25. Now we're on page 25. We come down here, see page 25. That just prevents you from having to click through a million times. So what we could do here is we could start thinking about pulling up our tool to see how the sales look this far back. Quick tip, if the revenues are just way too low, then that means that, in this case they're not, that means you probably went too far. Like if you go to page like 250, they're going to be pretty bad because you're going farther and farther back in sales rank. But in this case, again, we're just looking for products that sell well with mediocre listings, mediocre reviews. We're starting to ask ourselves, can we do better than this? And if we can, we'll start thinking about if we should sell it or not. So 14,000 with, okay. Can't sell that. So let's see, 38 with 3, some kind of wizard thing. Probably wouldn't sell that, seems like copyrighted. But this was kind of interesting to me. So this is an urn for ashes, it looks like. Affordable metal urn, hand painted. Urn for ashes. And then they just have various kind of like bird scenes on them. Let's see how long this has been selling. Or at least how well it's been selling for how long. Pretty inconsistent sales initially. Now it's selling better. It's funny that it actually calls it an affordable metal urn, but it's actually $130. I'm sure you could get a vase that looks pretty similar to that for quite a bit less. Sales history is really rough start for a long time, but then again they have 3 images and like non-existent bullet points. So the fact that they're even selling $9,000 worth of these products per month is pretty mind-blowing to me. So that might be something that I would want to look into further, right? So maybe I'd go all departments and then I would go like metal urn. You could go further with like the painted ones, but then I would come in here and I would just think about which styles of these sell the best. There's many different varieties of these that we could sell. Let's see. That one's kind of interesting. Oh, there's actually a lot of these that sell incredibly well. 44 reviews, 4 a day at $79, 9,000 a month, 13,000 a month, 61 reviews. Looks like they come with little cases here. Couldn't do something like that, right? The Cowboys, that's copyrighted. We don't own the rights to that emblem. Same thing with that. But you could do stuff like this, right? 125. It's got an eagle on it. 10,000 per month. So there's like this. A lot of the bird ones are selling really well, actually. We just put like a condor on one, like a Californian condor, biggest bird in the world. Yeah, I would probably stay away from like the quotes and stuff because those are hard to get right, as you can see. But the more plain one, it's hard to find an example of someone doing it poorly. I mean, Thanks, universe, you answered my question. Here's an example of someone doing it poorly. But anyway, a lot of these methods are still working very well, and hopefully I kind of shared that with you here today. There wasn't really anything that we did that didn't work well. So that's promising. Maybe it's a little signal to, maybe if you've been doing product research with software, break away from them a little bit, go have some fun with a method like this. But that's gonna do it for today's video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Be sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and a dislike if you didn't. But without further ado, I'll be seeing you here on the channel tomorrow for another video. Thanks so much. Later.